Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. General Hospital. Carly's heroic sacrifice to save Michael? The investigation into Drew Kane Quartermain's, Cameron Matheson, shooting is heating up with big momentum. Anna Devane, Finola Hughes, and the cops are searching for the murder weapon. They didn't find it at the Q's, but they are going to find it this week. It's going to turn up somewhere Michael was lurking, someplace he's usually never seen. And that makes it very suspect. Laura Wright drops a hint on GH. Recently, Carly actress, Laura Wright, did an interview, I think it was Soap Digest, where she was talking about the current Who Shot Drew storyline. Laura Wright said that, as of right now, Carly is very worried Michael will go down for trying to kill Drew, and it's not just that Carly is trying to protect Michael. The thing is, she said Carly actually suspects that Michael may have really shot Drew. And of course, Tracy Quartermain, Jane Elliott, also suspects that, and she's happy to cover for Michael as well because she cannot stand Drew. So right now, Carly knows Michael isn't telling her everything about the night of the shooting. And he's been acting suspicious. He has a call girl as his alibi. A lot of suspicious things. So, yeah, Carly thinks there is a chance that he shot Drew. And I mean, she knows for sure Michael has motive after what Drew did to Willow Tate, Caitlin McMullen, all of that. And just sleeping with Willow. General Hospital. Carly's fear Michael will be framed. Also, if Carly knew that Tracy had spotted Michael outside Drew's house the night he was shot, gosh, Carly would be 5 times as worried as she is. She is very afraid that Michael is going to prison and doesn't want that for him. If you remember, he spent time in Pentonville years ago after he killed his stepmom, Claudia Zaccara, Sarah Joy Brown. Michael was actually traumatized while he was in Pentonville. He was raped in prison. It was horrible. And that's the last thing Carly wants for her son. GH. Laura Wright on Carly's potential sacrifice. So, in the interview, Laura Wright said, Carly will do everything she can to stop that from happening. She says that Carly is intent on making sure Michael will be protected, whatever she has to do to make it happen. Laura Wright said, even if her character has to take the blame herself, she will do it to save Michael. We had kind of suspected already that Carly was going to sacrifice herself even before we saw this interview. After we saw her last conversation with Anna, Carly was telling Jack Brennan, Chris McKenna, she felt like she said the wrong thing. Carly thinks she might have somehow put Michael more so on the PCPD's radar. And that really scares her. This week, Anna gets another warrant and searches Elizabeth Weber, Rebecca Herbst's house. That's where the murder weapon is found. Willow's alibi crumbles because they have Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watt-Rose, on camera at her apartment at the same time she claimed to be out with Willow. Her alibi falling apart may be what enables Anna to get a search warrant to search the place where Willow is staying. It was kind of like, how would they even end up over there with a warrant? Well, obviously, that's how. If Nina had just kept her mouth shut, none of this would be happening. It's funny because Willow thought that Nina was trying to get an alibi for herself when she had one. General Hospital. The gun discovery raises red flags. They're going to find the gun, but I don't think fingerprints on the gun that Anna finds are going to match Willow because I don't think she did it. Michael left the Quartermains while the cops were rushing to get the search warrant and come back to search the Q house. He showed up at Liz's house out of the blue, kind of evading the search. Not that he was required to be there, but that's another thing that kind of has them wondering. Michael was there at the house alone when Willow showed up. She might tell Anna that Michael was there. Carly takes action to protect Michael. Anna is going to bring Liz down to the station to question her. And she may tell Anna that both Carly and Michael were just at her house completely out of the blue. Once Carly hears that the gun was found at Liz's and that Michael was there offering to let Willow Tate see the kids, Carly may panic. It's suspicious that all of a sudden Michael is somewhere he never is, offering something very unlikely, which is visitation for Willow. And he just happened to do it when the PCPD had to leave and before they came back to serve the corrected warrant. GH. Carly's past sacrifices and legal strategy. If Anna decides the gun was planted at Liz's, that puts both Carly and Michael on the PCPD's radar. If Carly sees the walls closing in on Michael, I definitely think we'll see Carly take action to turn the cops' attention towards herself and away from Michael. Carly might actually make herself look guilty. She's already a suspect. And she did threaten to kill Drew. Also, Drew once sacrificed himself for Carly. You guys remember Drew went to prison in Carly's place during the whole SEC insider trading thing with Nina. General Hospital. Drew's motives and Carly's unwavering love. Carly might think to herself that if Drew, dirtbag that he is, could make that kind of sacrifice for her, well then Carly would be a terrible mom if she didn't make the same sacrifice for her son. She may do for Michael what Drew did for her. Carly knows Donna Corinthos, Scarlet Spears, will have Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Bernard. And she's old enough to understand if her mom goes to prison. Jocelyn Jacks, Eden McCoy, has grown, Michael has grown, they can take care of themselves. Carly may also think she won't do too much time behind bars on General Hospital. She may think Brennan might pull some WSB strings for her. Carly loves to have Brennan do her favors. Plus, Carly has Diane Miller, Carolyn Hennessy, as her attorney. So, Carly may think she would be in and out of Pentonville in no time because it's a crime of passion, whereas Michael might get hard time because he killed someone before in a fit of rage. Although, to be fair, he was protecting Carly at the time. And Claudia really had it coming. Drew determined to frame Michael on GH. We all know Drew wants Michael to take the fall for shooting him. What's really bizarre is that Drew doesn't seem to be concerned about finding the real shooter. If they come back to finish Drew off, it's like, okay, he just wants Michael behind bars so badly. Willow will get her kids back and will hopefully move back in with him. But Drew hates Carly, so he might be happy to see her go to prison instead because that would devastate Michael. Plus, Drew may think Carly being the shooter and Michael being a suspect could still help Willow get custody of Wiley Quartermain Corinthos, Viren Weaver, and Amelia Grace Corinthos, Sequoia and Serenity Mork-Macko. Carly taking the fall might still satisfy Drew. Being in Congress, he might use his influence to get her a longer prison sentence and to make sure Carly serves out the full sentence. Michael would hate it if Carly did this, but she wouldn't care. She will do absolutely anything for her kids, and she's not going to let Michael spend a minute in prison if she can help it. Have seen more heartbreak, heroism, and heartbreak again than any other place in Port Charles, but nothing could prepare the town for what's coming next. When danger closes in on Michael Corinthos, Carly Spencer is forced to make a choice that could change everything. In a story that mixes raw emotion with shocking twists, Carly's fierce devotion to her son could lead to her most heroic and tragic moment yet. The setup. A family in crisis. Michael Corinthos thought he had control over everything, his business, his marriage to Willow, and his strained but improving relationship with Sonny. But peace never lasts long in Port Charles. A mysterious package arrives at the Metro Court, addressed to Michael. Inside is a single photo, grainy, ominous, and unmistakably threatening. It shows Michael and his son Wiley at the park, with a red X drawn over both of them. The message is clear. Someone wants Michael dead. The timing couldn't be worse. Sonny's empire is under siege by an unknown faction, and Jason is stretched thin trying to hold things together. Drew is preoccupied with ELQ's looming scandal, and Willow is too frail to face another emotional storm. That leaves one person, Carly Spencer, ready to step up and protect her son, no matter the cost. Carly takes charge. When Dante delivers the news that the threat against Michael is linked to Sonny's newest rival, Carly's instincts kick in. She doesn't wait for permission. She starts digging, using her connections at the Metro Court, her old ties in the underworld, and her sharp intuition that has saved her family time and time again. Her investigation leads her to a warehouse on the docks, where she overhears two men discussing Corinthos' oldest boy, and a planned hit before the weekend. Carly freezes. Her blood runs cold, but she doesn't back down. Armed with only her phone and fierce maternal determination, Carly records the conversation and sneaks out, sending the audio to Jason immediately. But before she can make it far, one of the men spots her reflection in a window. A chase begins, and Carly narrowly escapes through the back door, slipping into the shadows of the waterfront. Jason arrives moments later, but Carly's already gone. She's one step ahead, headed straight for the danger, hoping to stop the threat before Michael ever finds out. Michael's discovery. At the Quartermain mansion, Michael's distracted by Willow's questions. She's noticed his distant demeanor, his sleepless nights, the edge in his voice. When she finally gets him to talk, Michael admits that something's wrong. He shows her the threatening photo, and Willow's heart sinks. Before either can process what it means, Drew bursts in with Jason right behind him. "Carly's missing," Jason says flatly. The room falls silent. Willow gasps. Michael feels the world tilt beneath him. Missing? What do you mean missing? Jason explains what happened at the docks. That Carly intercepted a hit meant for Michael, and now she's gone off the grid. Michael, furious and terrified, insists on going after her, but Jason grabs his arm. If you go now, you'll walk straight into a trap. Carly wouldn't forgive me if I let you die. Michael slams his hand against the desk, torn between rage and despair. He knows Jason's right, but waiting feels impossible. The trap. Meanwhile, Carly finds herself at the heart of the storm. The same men who chased her earlier have regrouped at a secluded warehouse, where she's managed to hide inside a shipment truck. She overhears every word as their boss arrives, his voice low and smooth. The man steps out of the shadows, Brick's old associate, a name that Carly vaguely recognizes. Carver Dantes, a black market broker with a grudge against Sonny and a deal gone wrong years ago. He's been plotting revenge ever since, waiting for a chance to destroy Sonny's world by going after what he values most, his children. Carly's heart races. She knows this is bigger than Michael. It's a full-blown war declaration. If she can't stop it now, the bloodshed will consume everyone she loves. Taking a deep breath, she dials Jason's number again, but before she can hit send, she hears footsteps. She drops the phone and ducks behind a stack of crates. Then, she sees it. The detonator. The men aren't just planning a hit. They've planted explosives around the docks, ready to take out the Corinthos shipment arriving that night, one that Michael secretly agreed to oversee for Sonny, hoping to prove himself. If the bomb goes off, Michael will be caught in the blast. Carly's decision. Carly's breathing grows shallow. She can't wait for backup. There's no time. She creeps toward the detonator, careful not to make a sound. Her phone vibrates, Jason calling back, but she silences it instantly. She knows she has to act alone. As she reaches for the device, one of the guards spots her. Hey! What are you doing here? The next moments unfold in a blur. Shouts, a struggle, the sound of gunfire. Carly manages to grab the detonator, but one bullet grazes her shoulder. Pain sears through her, but she keeps going, dragging herself toward the control panel. The bomb's timer is counting down. 3 minutes. She realizes there's no way to defuse it remotely. The only option is manual override, from inside the blast zone. Tears fill her eyes as she looks at the photo of Michael and Wiley still open on her phone. I love you, baby, she whispers. You'll be safe. Carly presses the manual override button, locking the countdown but trapping herself inside the building. The rescue attempt. Jason, Dante, and Michael arrive at the docks moments later. Smoke is already seeping from the cracks in the warehouse door. Jason spots Carly through the glass, limping, bleeding, but alive. Carly! Michael screams, trying to rush forward, but Jason grabs him. The place is wired. Carly shakes her head. Get back, she yells. It's too late. Jason tries to override the lock, but it's sealed. The countdown hits 0:30. Michael's pounding on the door now, tears streaming down his face. Mom, don't do this. Please. Carly smiles faintly through the glass. You're my everything, Michael. I'd do it again in a heartbeat. The timer hits 0. A deafening explosion tears through the docks, sending shockwaves across the waterfront. Aftermath. The hero's price. When the smoke clears, Jason and Dante dig through the debris. Miraculously, they find Carly, burned, unconscious, but alive. She shielded herself just in time behind a steel beam, the force of the explosion throwing her into the water. At General Hospital, as she lies in recovery, Michael never leaves her side. Willow holds his hand, tears glistening. When Carly finally wakes, her voice is hoarse but steady. Did it work? Jason nods. You stopped it. You saved him. Carly exhales softly. Good. Then it was worth it. Michael leans over, holding her hand tightly. Don't you ever scare me like that again. Carly smiles faintly. Sorry, baby. Guess I still have a little fight left in me.